Where do you come from?
Is it unatoka?
Yeah. Finish.
Unatoka gani? Nchi gani? It's country.
Unatoka nchi gani? Which country do you come from? And unatoka wapi, where do you come from? So both of them are okay. Because basically we're asking about which country, right?
Yeah.
And unatoka wapi can also be where are you coming from. I'm coming from the ninatoka ofisini. Or ninatoka reception. Yeah. Can also mean that. Okay. What food do you like? Oh, love.
Unapenda kula nini?
Yeah, unapenda kula nini? Or you can also say unapenda chakula gani?
If you say, can you not say unapenda kula gani?
Unakula gani?
Unapenda kula gani?
Unakula gani is, no, you have to say chakula. Unakula chakula gani? If you're talking of food.
Okay, so if you use nini, you can say just kula. But if you use gani, you have to say chakula.
Yeah, chakula. Unakula, maybe you can say unakula nini? What are you eating?
Oh,
maybe you're in the hotel and then you're ordering and then you're asking someone, what are you eating? Unakula nini? That can still work. Unakula nini? What are you eating? What are you eating? Unakula is what are you eating? What are you eating? But if you're asking someone you are ordering, then it will be utakula nini, right? What would you eat? Because you are making an order.
Yes.
Nitakula samosa ya mboga. Samosa ya mboga. Do you get what I meant?
Mboga, no. Oh,
mboga is vegetable.
Yes.
Leon has to make sure she says that.
So this is the first word I learned in Swahili.
Yeah. Mboga.
How do you say butter? But hakuna butter.
Lakini,
yeah, no, I don't understand.
Lakini
hakuna
butter. I don't know how to say butter.
Just say butter. Butter is usually say, is it jibini? Jibini, but nobody will use that.
Everybody says butter.
Yeah, just use the English one. Otherwise, you don't want also to give a good, clear Kiswahili sentence and then the same thing happens. I have this student I was teaching Kiswahili and he was doing really good. He was really making sure he knows all. He was good with cramming words. Like he will just know all the words. So
yes.
Then it became a problem because again now when he's speaking to Nairobians, some of the words are so new to them. For example, the
Oh,
fridge is we can call it friji, but the proper Swahili word is jokovu. So you will talk to someone and maybe say the jokovu part, and then someone, huh? This is so new. Then but if you had used friji or fridge in English, like combined, then so we have also that aspect. When you're speaking to someone and then you feel like they have not understood, maybe the word is new to them. They don't use them maybe English word. I'm not supposed to say that as a Swahili teacher, but I'm helping you to go to the real world. So that is the truth. What will you ask someone about them? How old are you? But this one I wanted it to come at the numbers, but let me just mention. Una miaka mingapi? Miaka ngapi? Una miaka ngapi? How old are you? Nina miaka 114. I saw the other day in news, they were saying the old man with 113 is the oldest man. When he was being given medal. Huh?
Yesterday, I met a man from an indigenous community in Kenya. I forgot from the Olo, forgot the whole name, but he was 78 and he looked like he was like 40. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was really like he moved and like everything about him was like a 40-year-old. Incredible.
You should meet this professor. He's 83. The guy doesn't use glasses. He's still writing. He walks. He doesn't use a walking stick. He's 83. Very strong. And he has all the teeth.
That's the dream.
83. Oh. Una miaka ngapi? What else should we ask someone?
What they do for work?
Sorry?
How can you ask someone what they do for work?
Yeah. Una. Okay, Guled, maybe no. You want to say it? Try.
Yes, unafanya kazi.
Unafanya kazi gani? Unafanya kazi gani?
Oh,
But I usually find it's a nice question, but somehow it depends on the relationship you have with a person. I usually say it's better. I find it much better to ask someone, where do you work? I don't know the attitude, because you see, like where we are, let's talk about Kenya generally. The job opportunities are so small. So you find someone with a degree working as a waiter in one of the malls, or a security guy. Like the job competition is so high. So kind of asking someone, what work do you do? It might change the environment, but where do you work? I think approaching it with the where do you work, it's much, I don't know.
Funny, because in English it's the other way around.
Sorry?
Where do you work? In English it's the other way around. In English, where do you work ties you to your employment, whereas what you do for work for me is you don't have to currently be practicing that, but you could be like a doctor who's not currently working, but you're still what do you do for work? I am a doctor, whereas where do you work is like I work at a cinema. I could still be a doctor who currently works at a cinema. You know what I mean? It's interesting because in English it's the level, I think it works the other way around.
Unafanya kazi gani? What work do you do? Yeah, it's a good question. I'm trying to look for a much better approach, like the way you've just said. It's not necessarily what you do, but what is like.
Yeah, like for instance, I have friends who they're like writers or they're like actresses and actors, and their money predominantly comes from working in a cafe, but that's not how they identify their career. They're an actor or an actress, for instance.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a hard one.
That's a very good question. Will I ask someone wewe ni nani? No. Okay, that one I'll think about it and tell you, because I'm having yeah, like I am a doctor. Mimi ni daktari. Okay, the other approach you can use is maybe say, okay, start with you to create the rapport. Mimi ni daktari na wewe. How about you? I don't know if that is much smooth, because if we put it in a Kiswahili, wewe ni nani? Or if I start putting profession, which profession, it will have to have like, which profession do you have, or something. It will be too long and it will sound. Maybe you can start with yourself and ask someone, how about you?
Yeah.
Mimi ni. Okay, let me use this one because you already know this one. Mimi ni daktari na wewe. How about you?
Yeah.
But I find over here, I find it easier when you ask someone, where do you work? Like, I work, and then they tell you maybe I work in a mall, I work in an office, and then now from there, that is when you know how to approach. What do you really do?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you understand what I mean, eh? Like generally, when you are speaking about a matter of job, it's kind of sensitive. You need to approach it with not to hurt someone. Maybe someone has really worked their ass hard and they didn't get a job. They are struggling. So you can find such people. So they approach it with the wisdom which you already have.
Yeah.
When you ask unafanya kazi wapi, the response will be, if it's, let's say, a mall or hospital. Do you say, like in English, would you say in a hospital, or would you say just hospital?
Okay,
Is
so
there like
Kiswahili to mean in the hospital, you'll say hospitalini. You put the NI.
Oh, okay. So if you say, how do you say mall? Like a shopping
mall? Mall. Let's just say mall or dukani. Okay, duka is more traditional. Now mall is, someone will just say mall.
Okay.
Nafanya kazi Westgate Mall.
And how do you say hospital?
Hospitali. Nafanya kazi hospitalini.
Hospitalini.
Or officini, the office. Dukani, the shop. Do you want me to write them?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll write Duka is shop.
So the ni is kind of like at.
Yeah, at, in, there.
A good set when you talk about it in terms of it being a place. That's how it's to me.
Yeah, it's to bring the place.
Yeah, if you talk about like hospital as a like a concept, if you're talking about one specific hospital that you go, like a location.
Yeah.
And actually can also mean, the ni can mean from too. It depends the context. Because if I ask you, where are you coming from? Unatoka wapi? Dukani. I mean, from the shop. Something like that. Duka, hospitali.
Would you write just officini as well?
Office?
Okay.
Office. We can talk about you can also ask someone about unapenda mji gani? Mji is a town. Which town do you like? I think when you are talking with someone, you want to be you rather start from unapenda mji gani instead of asking someone do you travel? It can be very sensitive. Do you travel? Instead of asking do you travel, you can start with which place do you like, and then be like, oh, have you been there? And now build the rapport. I hope guys you're understanding what I'm trying to tell you, right? You don't want to have a conversation with someone and then you realize you are hurting them. But at the same time, you also want to know so that you know what to go ahead with. Maybe someone has never traveled anyway. Or so you start with the approach of from far coming.
But I quite often have, so like rather than asking someone where they come from, like if I know they're Kenyan already, like I want to ask them if they
so unatoka wa county gani? I think unatoka county gani would be good to answer the question of where exactly do you come from. And now if you want to be more in detail, maybe you already know a place like okay, Nairobi. Ninatoka Nairobi. Nairobi wapi? Can be more deep. Where exactly in Nairobi? Yeah, that. Which languages do you speak? Unazungumza, you can say zungumza or ongea. And even sema. Lugha gani? Which language do you speak? Nazungumza lugha gani? Nazungumza Kiswahili, Kiingereza na Kijerumani kidogo. Okay, I've just made up sentence. Not really.
What's kibogo? A little bit. Ah. This is good.
Unazungumza lugha gani, Maria?
I don't know how I would say that I speak.
Ninaongea.
All of this. Zungumza, ongea, sema.
Yeah, but I think I'm just a bit confused about are all these verbs?
Yes, they are verbs. Oh,
Okay, so
this is una, sorry. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
now that's better. Okay, so ninazungumza Kiswahili kidogo, Inglesi, Spanish, French, Portuguese, Norwegian.
What?
Europeans.
So wait, how many? I can't hear you clearly.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, how many? How many?
Well, I speak 5 and 6, if I'm counting my kidogo Kiswahili.
Oh.
I think the most common are French, these ones. Faransa.
How do you say and?
Na.
Nah, okay.
Have I your list? Kijerumani, Kifaransa, Kihispania, Kiingereza.
Portuguese?
Portuguese, yeah. Kireno. Portugal is Ureno, so it's Kireno. Portuguese. Am I right? The spellings?
And is there a word for Norwegian or not?
Portuguese. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. So I missed the E on. Good job. How about you? Gule, unazungumza lugha gani?
Ninaongea Kiingereza na Kisomali. I don't know how do you say Somali?
Somali, you're right.
Kisomali na Arabi kidogo.
Kiarabu.
Kiarabu kidogo.
Oh, nice. Na wewe Leon?
Ninasema Kiingereza na Kijerumani na Kihispania kidogo na Tereo-Mari kidogo na Kiswahili kidogo. Kidogo, can you just attach it onto something and it makes it little, or
Yeah,
like
yeah, means
okay.
little. Even everything you can say kidogo means little.
But after it, like
Yeah, after.
okay.
I hope you have not yet gone to, if you go to a Kenyan place, when it comes to time for food, you'll be served a lot of food. So if you want a little, you have to say kidogo in advance. Otherwise, you'll have the big plate.
Wow, the portions.
Mm.
The portions in Nairobi is crazy. Everything is just big.
And you have to finish. You can't throw away. So a warning in advance, you just use kidogo. Kidogo tafadhali. Okay. So we have Kiingereza, Kihispania, Kijerumani. I think those are the common. Anyway, what?
Sorry, is there a word for Norwegian?
Norwegian. No, Norway is Norway. Norwegian. I think, yeah, it will be Kinorway. 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 Let me write here. Norway. I hope my spellings are good. Today, I think I'm off with the spellings.
No, it's good. Okay, a second.
Norway. Okay. What else will you ask someone, or someone will need to know? J. This is a very important question. J. Umeoa. If you're asking a man, or umeolewa, asking a woman, meaning are you married? I can ask someone that. Je, umeoa? If you're asking a man, you'll ask him umeoa, and if it's a woman, umeolewa. All they mean the same. Are you married? And from there, you are able to ask, Je una watoto? Do you have children? Then you can be wangapi?
Can you only ask if someone has children if they are married?
Yeah, you can ask.
But I mean, like if, for instance, if someone's not married, can you still ask them if they've got children, or is that rude?
It depends with the person. How, like, are you really? You can ask. You can ask anyone, but the issue is that you are if the way I've said, creating that. Are you having that safe space for asking? Like, don't get too personal to someone if they feel that. Yeah. Because this is the picture of a perfect, how we have been imposed to these cultural things, a perfect society. This is the approach, and then so someone thinks it's an imperfect idea in a way. So yeah, Depends on the person. And we also have these people who don't want to get old. Because this time I have someone shikamo and they were very angry at me for asking shikamo. And I was told, hey, you never ask person A shikamo, you ask them mambo. They like being asked mambo. I think all these things are in every society, right?
Why?
Yeah.
Why is it because shikamo makes them feel old or?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, I understand.
I think it's something which is common everywhere. It's not something only
Yes.
for here in yeah. It's just the same thing, basically. The same people you have is the same people we have. We're all the same. Yeah. So that wisdom which have made you grow up to where you are, you need it also in Kiswahili. Any other question we should ask someone? Family.
Maybe what you like to do in your free time?
Yeah. So that is like your hobby, right?
Yeah.
So we have two ways of saying it. I usually find these two old school. Uraibu wako ni nini? That is, what is your hobby? But I find it's not really commonly used. So another approach you can use is unapenda kufanya nini wakati wako wa solo, but it's much better. Kupumzika, your free time. Kupumzika is to relax. During your time for relaxing, what do you like doing during your time for relaxing? Unapenda kufanya nini wakati wako wa kupumzika? But I find this is much more appropriate than the other one in terms of the usage.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I usually feel like hobby is it's something which was painted in our heads. In a real world, a hobby can be a problem. We tend to do things which will benefit us by the end of the day, even if we love to do them. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. It raises the question of what qualifies as a hobby. Like, do you have to do it a certain number of times a week? Does it have to be like a schedule, like whatever, right? Like it. Whereas way it leaves it free. I mean, you could sleep be your way to spend your free time.
Yeah. So unapenda kufanya nini wakati wako wa kupumzika? I think that is more of us. The uraibu wako ni nini? It's more old school. Yep. Mario, uko sawa? Any other question? I think these are good for now. There are 15. Not around 14, somewhere there. Maybe first you can make sure you perfect those ones.
Quick question. All the questions beginning with J, can you put the J at the end also? So, umeoa J, can you say that too?
If you say umeoaje, what will it mean?
No,
How?
umeoa J.
No, you can't say that. When you put J at the end, even if it's spaced, it will bring how. But J at the start is the question. Yeah. So if you say umeoaje, basically what will come to a native Swahili speaker will be have you married? How did you marry? How did you marry? So
okay.
Okay. Sawa sawa.
So
I think that is perfect for practicing for now.
Yeah.
yes.